Hi guys. So this setup is very kenyeji, very kenyeji. But as I wait for other people to join, Karibu, welcome to my channel. My name is Stacey Nduta. I know and understand that the orientation currently is portrait, and that's because of the app that I'm using. Um, Actually, the reason I started this series is because I realized I'm not giving YouTube everything I have. And maybe that's why I'm like 4 subscribers away from 500. Na nishakubali, I've already accepted that if I do want growth, at least at the level I am aiming for, I actually need to put in the work. So I wanted to set up my computer and be able to respond to people via chat, but unfortunately, I just got home. Yes, the girl who said 8 p.m. just got home. Like, am I serious with life, honestly? I literally, I could have, left the office early, come here, done the thing on time, but what did I do? I left the office at 7. I had to take an Uber to get home on time. But thank you so much for those who are joining right now. So I think I'm just gonna, top up. Is there a problem with me serving wine? No, of course not. The key is moderation. The key to life is moderation, honestly, to all things. It's just understanding that excesses are, the way there are people who have different types of diabetes. There are people who, for example, are they experience really high blood sugar, and there are guys who just experience really low blood sugar because they're not able to convert the food they eat. And I'm getting medical. So why are we going live? I'm basically beginning a series where I go live every Wednesday and just catch up with you guys. Share maybe my highlights for the week, my lowlights, a reflection, maybe a book I'm reading, just the usual. Why am I choosing to go live? Because I think it's the best way to practice, or rather to test if you actually have content beyond the scripting, beyond all those other things. And I've just realized, I'm not sure if the audio is clear because I've put up the phone on something, so I really hope it's clear. Now, for the first tip. For those who are asking, how is it that I'm reaching home right now? Umetoka wapi? Hey, I'm waiting for the dear man will ask me that. Umetoka wapi? Ulikuwa wapi? Ulikuwa na nani? Yeah, so I jotted down, at least because I'm using my phone, so I'm not able to access my Instagram. I have to use my laptop, but my laptop, I got that laptop in 2010. Like, I've told myself, between this month and next month, I'm going to buy a new laptop. Where is the money coming from? Sijui. I just know the money shall be there when I am going to buy that laptop. My laptop is from 2010. It does this thing where the fan sounds like it's breathing, like heavy, not even breathing, heaving, like it's just like, like it's so loud. It's so loud. I can't even have a Zoom call with it because someone asks me, are you outside? Are you outside? Imagine. Such a dumb ask, but are you outside? Yeah, that's enough of ranting. So I was saying, I've written down the points for those who don't follow me, you can find me on Instagram. I'd say I'd insert the text somewhere here, but it's live. So Instagram, my handle is at Stacey_Nduta. Why does it have an underscore? Because I deleted a previous account because a girl was going through her campus breakup and she was so embarrassed that she had been posting a man who does not, behave. Guy, I'm telling you, this life is interesting. So, as the title suggests, this will basically be like a recap. It's been a year. Let me tell you right now, like, it doesn't feel like a year. It's been a year. I've been doing this self-employed stroke consulting stroke freelancing business for a year. And I'm not dead. Hey. Let me drink to that. I am not dead. I am a testimony for anyone else who may. First of all, let me even wait. Just hear me out. I'm not advocating for anyone to quit that job. I'm advocating for millennials or whatever age group you're in and you're watching this. Are you hearing this dog? It's not even mine. The dog is not even. It's not even in our apartment. Okay, give me a minute. I close the window. Come see me. So, I found my little buddy. For those who don't follow me on any social, her name is Oli Nduta. She's called Oli Nduta. The reason I gave my cats two names is because eventually I'll have to get like a certificate for them if I ever want to go with them anywhere, or if they're like to show proof of vaccination. It's a whole thing. So what I was saying is, I'm not advocating for anyone to quit their job. All I'm saying is, if you're not happy, do something about it. You can't complain about the same thing over and over again and then hope that it miraculously changes. Actually, yesterday I was having breakfast with a mentor of mine, and this is someone I really look up to. And even being in the same room with her, sometimes I'm usually so stunned. I'm like, I don't know how I shifted my reality, but here I am. So during the meeting, she just asked me to recap and just give her. This was the first time we were having like a personal conversation. Most of the things were just, her behavior is one of my clients. So she wanted to know like my story and everything. And that's now how I shared about how I had to figure out my debt, how it took quitting a job to organize my life, and just basically my journey from there. And that's all I can tell you. If you're not happy, do something about it. Because if you're waiting for some Prince Charming or for some lady who's going to mother you, it's not gonna happen. Or rather, it's gonna happen but not on your terms, and you're not going to be happy about it. You'll try to fix it, and you'll realize that you can't really make someone the way you want. People can only exist and grow and evolve and become either better or worse versions of themselves. And it's only people who actually monitor their progress that way you're aware, or whether you're getting better or worse. Because everyone else will always have an opinion about your life. Everyone else will always have an opinion about what you should do, how you should do it. If it was me, I would do this and that. If it was me, I would pursue this and that. If it was me, I'd marry so and so. But at the end of the day, the question is, it's you. What do you want? What does the life you want look like? Are you happy? What will it take for you to be happy? Are you pursuing something that's meaningful for the meanwhile? So, yeah, those are the questions. The existential crisis that I had when I was 25. Yeah. And I was like, I have to do something about this. And even as I turned 27 last year, it even sounds weird saying that, I was I'm not where I want to be, by the way. Please don't confuse this video with my life is better now that I quit my job. No. All I'm saying is I am more grounded and more intentional about my journey. I've recognized that you design your life. Everything you have in your life, whether you don't want it there or you want it there, it's like that because of you. You know, the people who will sit down and say, oh, I have this friend and she's like this and that, or he's like this and that, and I'm not happy about it. But really, you're the one allowing that person to exist in your space. You could easily say no. You could easily say, yeah, I can't really pursue this partnership, business, or whatever with you. You could easily, like, the power is in your hands. And we hear that all the time and we disregard it. We're just like, you're saying nothing. So that's my advice about quitting your job. You can come up with a concrete plan. I've covered this extensively on the channel, but the best thing you can do for yourself is come up with a plan. Try be able to figure out, because you see, you know, most people think financial freedom means you have several investments in several companies and, you know, you can do this and not worry about your... The people who are doing this, that was in a budget. You didn't realize it. Like, the people who budget their leisure, they know, so this is how much I've made. This is how much I've made passively, like passive income. And then this is my budget for like traveling. This is my budget for, you know, all those things. It's about organizing, honestly. Your life is just like a wardrobe, and it's for you to figure out, okay, the jackets go here, my shoes will go here, like that. That's what you should focus on. Focus on yourself. And it sounds very self-centered, but the fact is, no one else will be your advocate, no one else will be your lawyer, no one else will push the needle for you like how you'll do it for yourself. And I did that last year, and I'm so happy with most of the decisions I made last year. Yeah, there were a few purchases, like impromptu Ubers, impromptu food. Like you're craving something, so you just buy it. Okay, by the way, I am a sucker for cheese and cake. I do not know what my mother was taking when she was pregnant with me, but those, if you want to make my day, just those, any of those two, cheese, burgers, cheese and cake. I'm a happy girl. But yeah, enough about me. So, for the questions that you had sent in, I think I've covered the whole life after quitting or whatever. Another interesting one that I got was living alone. I'll combine that with someone else asked about me. Okay, basically, for those who don't follow me on Instagram, I sent out a sticker about what topics you think I should cover. Like, what would you like to know more about? And I'll try cover it as much as I can. This live will probably run for short of an hour. Yeah, because as you can tell, I speak very quickly. I speak very quickly, and I process my thoughts even faster. And some people try to catch up with me. Other people are like, I don't really understand what you're saying half the time on your YouTube channel. And I'm like, it's okay. The people who understand me will find me. The algorithm will do its thing. So someone had asked about living alone and taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself was a separate question as well. So living alone, moving out and living alone. I've lived alone in campus. So let me tell you, I'll sound like I hate people, but honestly, I'd rather live in my house and not deal with anyone else. Like, I can, like during the pandemic actually, because I didn't know my neighbors. I moved here in 2019. I'll get to the moving bit, how to plan for it. But I moved here in 2019, and 2019? Yeah, 2019, end of 2019. And the pandemic happened in March. So we had already closed by end of Feb. Like our boss anticipated. He was like, this thing looks like it'll probably last for a while. Let's make plans and everything, yeah. So in the 3-4 months that I'd lived here, I didn't know anyone. I'd leave here by 5. I get here by 8 p.m. I did not know anyone. The witches just show, hey, dehydration. The witches would, I think they would just basically see me in the morning, or rather I think just the night witches knew me, because I'd leave early in the morning because I was working at Westland, so I had to connect through Ngara, and I wanted to be in the office by 7:30. So yeah, I'd leave here by 5 because of traffic, man. Like, why don't we have flying cars? And even if we had flying cars, we'd still have traffic in the air, which is just ridiculous, honestly. Moving on. So I think just the watches from the night shift knew me, and yeah, it was just interesting, honestly. And now when the corona like slowed down, I had to know people, and it was weird. So I'd stay in my house. I think for the first 2 months of the pandemic, I had very little contact with people. I'd go to the office maybe once a week, maybe for that like meeting that we usually used to have, and I can literally stay in my house for 2 weeks as long as it's stocked with food, internet, and of course the occasional wine. I am good to go. And yeah, I mean, call me antisocial, but humans were very difficult, honestly. Everyone has expectations, everyone has their own way of viewing things and their own narrative that they're telling themselves and that's playing out in their lives. So before you play into that and try to understand someone so that you know where they're coming from, blah, 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 I'm just like, that's too much work, honestly. Let me just deal with my own stuff. So living alone, for someone who, if you're a people person, living alone may be a bit complicated. You may get lonely. You may find yourself wanting to go visit family. Yeah. But if you're someone like me who actually enjoys your own company, you, trust me, you will enjoy yourself. Like, you will really enjoy yourself. And I'd highly recommend it. Something, I think I can share this on the channel. Something I even discussed it with my mom is, I knew and I know that I don't think I'll be comfortable sharing a house with a man if we're not married. Call me traditional, but honestly, I have no business sharing rent with someone who hasn't, no, it's not for me. It's not my portion. And yeah, that's about living alone, about taking care of yourself. I'd say it's a learning curve, honestly, because like I mentioned earlier, it took me losing a job to organize myself, because people think I can be messy and demand other people to be unmessy, but really you can only demand what you have a capacity of achieving yourself. And it shows, by the way, it really shows when someone is, well, I don't say disorganized, but yeah, it happens. Like, maybe you had planned to spend this much and you go over budget a bit and you need help from a friend, like they give you like a quick loan or something, and that's okay. Like, honestly, that's okay, because I think that's what your network should be: people who can bail you out emotionally, financially, or even physically if you find yourself caught up with the law. But when you're disorganized in terms of managing your own life, you can't manage other things. You can't. So for me, who was transitioning from working and being employed for like 3 years straight, and then now moving to managing myself, yeah, the days I'd sleep in, I'm like, kuna kazi, I just chill. But really, the world moves on. So it's for you to figure out, okay, fine, this needs to be paid by this day, this needs to be paid by this day. I need to restock my kitchen or fridge. Maybe, okay, personally, I do it twice a month. Yeah, I do it twice a month. Mostly because I order in. Like, today I'm cooking ugali with mboga nilinunua jana. and I didn't eat because I'd forgotten that I'd bought what are they called, the bow wars that are sold at Quick Mart. I honestly prefer the Tuskies one, RIP Tuskies, but now the recipe has been copied by most supermarkets, so yeah, I'd bought it, but it was in my bag and I'd forgotten. So that's what I ate. And then the mboga went into the fridge. So today, tunakula ugali. Tunakula ugali. Msione mtu, don't see someone on social media and think we don't eat normal food. We eat normal food. We're normal humans. It's just we curate content based on our thought process. So, like, honestly, personally, and I'm just realizing I haven't, I had not put my phone on airplane mode, and I really hope no one calls. But, what were we talking about? Yeah. We eat ugali, we eat whatever. There's nothing wrong with those things. There's nothing wrong with using a matatu, honestly. But I know there are influencers out there who can't use a matatu because they'll be recognized and stuff. But my why for this channel is basically to create a platform for ladies to understand life better. So most of the things that I speak on are things that I've experienced. I do not speak on anything that I'm not an expert on. When I say expert, I don't necessarily mean I went to school for it, but the school of life, Maisha, taught me. And I'm really glad to just share this information with you guys and help you guys how I can, because even right now in the spaces that I interact with people, I realized that when I was trying to figure out why am I stuck financially, besides the fact that I was thinking small, it was also because of my networks. I realized my network was people. There's nothing wrong with having people your age as friends, but if that's all that there is, you will see the difference. So right now, like even the where I'm consulting at, I love that I'm the youngest one, because that challenges me a lot. Like, I don't want to be the wise one. I want to be the dumb little girl who is shown things and is taught and manages to tap into people who've been on this earth for 40 plus years and just learn from them and absorb the knowledge and the amazing things that they have to show the world. So yeah, now moving on to planning in terms of moving out. When you're planning to move out, first and foremost, please move out when you're ready. And I don't mean just financially. Move out when you're ready, even mentally. There are people who move out and can't stand being alone for like a month and they go back. I mean, even Joanna did a video on that where she moved out. She loved the place, but she was like, no, this is not working for me. And she moved back home, but now she moved out again now with her sisters. And that's pretty dope. If you're able to get people you can live with, fine. But personally, I know my personality. I can't have a roommate. I'm wondering, am I going to get a nitapata bwana with this attitude? Of course. With this attitude. Just as I suspected, someone will call me. Someone will call me when I'm live. And I don't know, I think it will just cut the video somewhere, but I'm moving on. So that's on living alone, that's on quitting, and that's on moving out from your place. Just make sure you're ready mentally. Financially, you can plan for that. At least have your deposit, 2 months rent, buy basic furniture. Don't just, you can, there are people who need to move out, so they just take their mattress and everything. But at least have the basics, because the first 6 months of living alone and realizing how expensive you are as a human being to take up space, I'm telling you, it's shock. Because you open the fridge, you're like, who ate this? And you realize it's you. You are the culprit. You're the one eating the food. You're the one finishing the gas. You're the one leaving dishes in the sink. And it's so overwhelming that you realize that either your parents, or if you lived with a living house help, they were putting in so much energy just to let you exist without chores, without bills. So yeah, just the first 6 months are the hardest. Then after that, you somehow get your step and momentum towards whatever you're working on. So yeah, that's what I'd advise you. So aside from that, the other item was working online, and I promise that I'll do a separate video on this because I need to do research. I need to do a bit research on it because I tried Upwork. I got a few inquiries, but the rates were really stupid. Like I'm not going to do $5 for an hour. I'm sorry. Like, you people need to realize, by the way, if you want to know if you're underpaid, divide your salary by the number of hours you're working per month. If it's anything below 1,500, you either need to rework how many hours you're committing if you're a consultant, for those who are working with retainers. If it's like salaried and a situation, you have to be more accountable in terms of how much value you're putting in that company. Simple. Stop staying late hours to try and show that. I'm talking from experience. Don't stay late hours to try and show. I wasn't trying to show anything, but I actually enjoy that job where I was previously, to the extent that, I was willing to sacrifice hours to stay there and finish a task, because I wanted to start with like a clean slate the next day. But yeah, right now I know tomorrow exists, and if I die in my sleep, it's okay, because I gave today everything that I have. So that's how I'm operating. Honestly, I'm operating with the now. I'm not stressing. Okay, sometimes I stress. It's something I'm still working on. I get like serious anxiety. Especially now I have a project this month launching, and I have another one launching next month. So it's concurrent. And I still have other personal things that I need to sort out by March. So I'm like, this first quarter, a girl gotta be on her best behavior. But I digress. So, working online, I'll just separate video on it, but I've done a video on this, and I'm sure I'll link it in the description as soon as I end this video, because working online it requires you to be creative. It requires you to have some sort of people skills, because you also need to manage people's expectations. People go into contracts expecting you to get them 1 million followers in, I do digital strategy. So they expect you to get them 1 million followers or 1 million account reach within 2 months. And I'm like, you're just starting. Deborah, please calm down. You're just starting, right? Like, it's a story for another day, but you get, like, you have to manage people's expectations. You also have to be very quick on your feet, because crisis management, like, it's just so many things, so many factors. And yeah, it's made me a better person to work online. It's taught me how to deal with people, especially people, because some clients, by the way, they sign their contract before we actually have a physical meeting. And I'm actually saying that out loud. I realize how such a big deal that is, because people trust me before they've even met me. They send me money because I get monthly retainer. Let me just leave it at that. I get a monthly retainer, so you have to send me money before I start work. Squeezy niko na bei ingine hata sijui, but yeah, you have to send me money before I start working, because you can't go with a car and it has no fuel. It's a very stupid analogy, but you get it. And the last bit, someone asked about friendships and letting go. I did a full video on this, but my recap is basically, you need to just be comfortable with people walking away from you, or you walking away from people, or jobs, or partnerships, or basically everything. Like, I'm not saying that you just be detached and emotionless and cold to the world. No, 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 no. Far from that. What I'm asking you to do is to consider the possibility that you can be, you, like, before you went into maybe that job, or before you met that friend that you connected with, or before you met that partner that you connected with, you were okay. It's not like you are dead and all that. No, you are actually okay. Like, you are alive, you are breathing, you're healthy, blah, 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 you're okay. And then when they came to your life, they showed you this whole other side. And I think that's where we confuse. That experience is what we should cherish more, because it teaches you things about yourself. It shows you maybe how limitless you are when it comes to giving yourself to people. It can also show you that you need to set up boundaries. Like, there's so many factors. So that experience is what you should, like, view as more important than the ending, because that experience is what stays with you. The ending is just but a dot in that whole long line, you know. So that's how I'm viewing things nowadays. Like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay, I'm lying. I'm more than okay. Like, ooh, okay. I'm grateful. And that's something that I've been practicing thoroughly. Just being grateful. There are times that maybe something bad happens and I'm just, my mood shifts completely and I'm angry and all those things. Then I laugh because I'm like, so, okay, you're angry, and then what is going to change? Like, anger is just for you to feel. Don't hold on to it. Sadness is the worst, because now that evolves to depression. If you can allow yourself to feel it, just breathe through it and understand that this is an emotion that my body is feeling. It's not my emotion. Like, things, I don't believe in, like, anger management or I feel like I'm blabbering, but you get the point. When people own their disease or their emotion or their quote-unquote dysfunction, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice. And this is also something that I even posted on Instagram. Someone asked me, so how did you clear your skin? I'm like, girl, let me explain something. The day I stood up, I said, I am done. I used to start my intros, by the way, as I am an acne survivor. And that was a disservice to me, because I experienced acne. Okay? I experienced it. It's not with me anymore. There's a reason I was experiencing it. And I learned my lesson. I had my reflections and everything. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah. So, I'm saying we are slightly over 30 minutes. I'm surprised. I knew I could talk, but not that much. We are making ugali, and the lady who cuts mboga for us, Apachini, I told her to mix managu and terere and skuma. She didn't have spinach. I like using spinach when you're doing kienyeji, because kienyeji is really tough. So I have to slightly boil the mboga, wash it, then boil it, and boil with some nyama. And then I want to make my own chili sauce. When I say chili sauce, what I mean is something I can throw in the fridge, and on the days I don't feel like using nyanya, I can use this. So I'll use this, and I have about 10 peppers. I'll use 5 and put this. So I like my food really chili. But for some reason, I can't stand chili sauce. Like, I hate chili. I feel like it's trying too hard. Chili sauce is really disgusting, honestly. Because iko na ukali ingine. Because chili is supposed to play with, the flavor is playful and everything. Chili sauce that is manufactured in a factory attacks your tongue. Like you start crying, you start choking. Like that's not how that's not the Chile I know. This is not you. It's not you. So yeah, I'm going to use this. I got them for 25 bob. Although najua nimegongwa hizi vitu zinakuanga 20 bob. And I won't cook it. I'll just chop the pili pili and then mix it. I'll add a bit of garlic, a bit of parsley, and a bit of black pepper. And yeah, that's how I'm going to make my managu. I won't use all of it. I'll just save some in the fridge. And yeah, so that's my evening. And for those who joined, I'm so grateful. So grateful that you're making this journey a reality. Oh my god. I'm so happy with it because I'm not going to work tomorrow. Or rather, I'm giving myself an off day. Even though Zuri, like I've done everything that I need to do this week. I just managing a few calls, that's it. But any tasks, I can relax. And then, yeah. Yes! Aside from that, I think the only other thing is Friday there'll be an upload, so guys be sure to look out for that. So I'll be uploading 3 times a week, or rather I'll be uploading 2 times a week and going live once a week. And I really hope that this content at least speaks to you in some form, because I'm really over the narrative that female YouTubers are just there to look at. You just want us to travel to places and show our ass and body and all that. Like, we are very intelligent humans, honestly. Like, look at someone like Lori Harvey, for example. So many people have never heard her talk, and yet she's done podcasts. But because so many people appreciate her beauty over her intellect in any way, it's like, okay, whose fault is it? Because it's not like she's refused to share her knowledge, and she's a very intelligent woman. People are making fun of her and trolling her about hopping from one man to another. Some of you, your body count is higher than you think. But who even counts? Who counts? Honestly, yeah, I stopped counting. That one I won't lie. I stopped counting. Will this clip come to haunt me? I don't know. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Friday. So I'll actually see you live next week. Hopefully I'll have figured out this portrait issue, because it's annoying, honestly. Because I wanted to use a mic. I was all about the audio quality. I was all about the lighting. I was all about all the things. But we go with the flow. We accept things as they are. If I say thank you again, honestly, you people, yeah, thank you for tuning in. I really hope you're doing okay. I hope you're happy. A lot of people don't realize that they deserve happiness. We tell ourselves that we should suffer and all that. Okay, I've used this candle. Are you seeing penye imefika? Need to buy another one. So this lady, she used to live in our building, but now she moved, so I'll be buying from town. And it smells amazing, you guys. Like, it smells like the good life I want. Sawa. Bye. I will speak to you next week. Please, if you do have any questions, you can reach out through email. You can subscribe. At least those 4 subscribers, so that I can get to 500 can happen, or whatever. And if you also need to follow my acne journey that was, you can also check out my Instagram. Again, it's at Stacey_Nduta. And yeah, you'll be able to see how far this face card has come. Because honestly, you guys, anyway, I was looking like trace a dot to complete this animal or something. Even thinking about it now, I'm stressed. Okay, bye guys. Mwah. Mwah.